Greetings, beloveds. Welcome back to Spiritual Growth Journeys. Got to move back here so you can see it. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Excited to have you on today. This is going to be hopefully a short but very exciting roller coaster video where you're going to learn a lot of stuff, or maybe you already know this stuff. But I've got some pretty exciting stuff. I've got actually a message to you from people who are called the Telosians. They were living in a city called Telos that was located under Mount Shasta. I have never spoken with these beings before. I've been hearing about these beings for, 20 plus years, maybe 30 years. But I've never met any of them. I've never heard from any of them. I've never been communicated with by any of them. And so two of them stepped forward. They actually actually knew Yeshua. They knew him. They were friends, or I guess Yeshua knows all their people, and they had asked him or got permission from him to speak with me. And they had a list of reasons why they wanted to speak with me, which I cannot tell you a lot of it because it puts me into risk and it puts them into risk. So I cannot tell you all the reasons why they came to me now, because it could get either myself or them into trouble. But they did step forward at this time, and they wanted me to deliver a message to you, and then they also wanted my help for them. They came to me basically to help them. But I cannot discuss how and why I'm doing that, or the how and where and when and all that. Cannot discuss that. So, basically they have a message for you. I'm really excited about this. And then I was questioning Yeshua about the moon mission that they happened to launch on April Fool's Day of all days, which, I mean, it's right in your face. Come on, they launch it on April Fool's Day. They launch a mission to the moon. It's almost like they're just trying to mock us at this point. So I asked all about that. I asked a lot of questions about the moon and landing on the moon and going to the moon, and I got a lot of information. So first I'm going to give you a disclaimer. This information is for entertainment purposes only, and it's my beliefs and opinions, and I don't expect any of you to believe the way I do or like my opinions, or the information from Yeshua, because if I give you information from him, that didn't come from me. When I ask him questions and get these answers, I don't know anything about this stuff. I'm going in blind. I don't know anything. I'm just getting the answers from him. If you don't like his answers, I'm sorry. That's your prerogative. And you all have the right to believe what you want and question everything. And I'm going to urge you to constantly research, go within, connect directly to God, get your own answers. Do research all over the place. Don't take my word for everything. Don't take anyone's word. Don't believe every single spiritual person and teacher out there, because there's a lot of bad ones. Probably 90% of them are bad right now. But do your own research. Use your inner guidance. Use your higher self and your inner knowing. And if you have a problem with that, I created a class that I taught with Yeshua. Actually, the two of us did that together. Through medium Mikala. We did that several months back, and that is actually on my Learn It Live page. It's learnitlive.com/Kimberly Palm, and there is a link to that page with all my classes are there, and some group meetings I had done. But all the classes, I've got 14 classes, and if you go to medium Mikala's page, which is also listed below, her and Yeshua have tons more classes that they have taught that you can sign up for. But we did a class together called Discerning the Truth from Within, and it's all about teaching you how to discern which teachers are telling the truth, what social media is the truth, what stuff on the news is the truth, what stuff in life is the truth. Also teaching you how to make better decisions, like buying a house, buying a car, all that kind of stuff in your life. Like we literally give you step-by-step instructions on making better decisions, discerning the truth, what is true for you, because what is true for you might be different than what is true for me. And so go take that class if you have questions and issues. It's very cheap. It was $33. Most people spend more than that on 2 McDonald's meals, which you couldn't pay me $1,000. Actually, you couldn't pay me $1 billion if you offered me $20 billion right now to go eat at McDonald's. I would tell you to keep it because of what they put in there, which let's just say it's humans. Yeah. So from what I've heard, now again, this is just entertainment purposes only, but I've heard from multiple various sources, including some rabbis that I listen to interviews with, that they stick children in there. So you couldn't pay me enough to go eat at that place. But the thing is that if you go to a fast food restaurant of any variety, you're going to pay $30 for 2 meals. Okay. My class on discerning, $33. I think you can do it. It's really important information. So, and those are for the people who feel they need that. If you feel you're fine and you're really good with your discernment and you're really good at making decisions, then you don't need my class. This is for people who sit there and watch videos and then call me up, type me messages all day long. Hey, Kimberly, should I listen to this person? Should I read this book? Should I do this? Should I do that? And instead of asking me the questions of what should you do, you get to answer that for yourself by learning the skills in that class. All right. The other thing is to help you go within and connect to God and hear your higher self, your angels, your guides, Yeshua, whoever it is, extraterrestrials, whoever you want to communicate with. I have multiple things for you. I've got classes on that Learn It Live page on how to meditate, all kinds of different classes. I've got a book on my website. If you go to spiritualgrowthjourneys.com, I have a book called Activate Your Superpowers, and it's step-by-step how to decalcify your pineal, how to activate your third eye, how to create your psychic abilities, how to go within, all that kind of stuff. So I give you guys all the ammunition you need to be your own psychics, so that you don't have to come to people like me and say, how do I do this? What do I do about that? You don't need to ask me these questions. You have all the answers within yourself. Now, what you can come to me for is general teaching like this, like getting these messages from Yeshua, because he can only be in 3 places at one time. He can only bilocate 3 times. And so he's not having conversations with people all over the world. There's only a few people on the planet he's having a conversation with. Okay. It's a very short list of people he talks to. So, that's important, to know. Now, does that mean you can't pray to him or he can't hear you if you ask him for help? No, that's not what that means, because I've told you guys all repeatedly that you have guardian angels. And when you pray, every time you pray and every time you ask for help, it goes into the general inbox. Think of it as an email, email boxes. It goes to the general email and then it gets doled out specifically to the beings that need it. Okay. There are helpers and there are energetic constructs in place so that he does get your prayers. The prayer goes into the general box and it gets dealt with. Okay. So it may not come directly to him, but it comes to, let's just say, the overall beings that make all these things happen, including Source, including God. So, but if you want to learn how to communicate better, I have everything you need through my classes and then my book on my website to help you do that. So, What you're going to learn here, though, is you're going to learn information you can't get, because I talk to beings who, no matter what you do, you're not going to be able to talk to them. And why is that? That's not because I'm special. No, I'm not. And no, I'm not important. And no, I'm not better than you. And no, I'm not higher up than you. I'm the same as you. You're all my brothers and sisters. It's just that I have contracts and agreements with certain beings that I made before I came in, just like you all have contracts that you made with the beings who guide you and all your family. So, anyways, all right. Sorry, I was listening in the background here to my kids yakking. I can hear them talking in the background. I just wanted to make sure they weren't going to come into my room here and disrupt my video. So, all right, so without further ado, as they say, I am going to deliver this message. So let me tell you what happened. I was having a conversation with Yeshua about my own personal issues, my health issues I'm working on, which, by the way, you all, just an updated report. I went and had more tests run, and my husband actually went and he had the same kind of tests run, because these were all... it's through what's called Life Screening, I think, or something like that. One of those companies. I can't remember the name of the company, but we both went and had more tests done. Those tests came back good, thank God, because all my other tests have all been horrific and scary and freaking me out and putting me into a huge emotional depression. I don't know what you want to call it. It's not really depression, just dismay, I guess you can say. And no, I'm not depressed, and no, I would never take my life. And by the way, if you ever hear that something bad happened to me, it was, yeah, I didn't do it. I would never do that, because I'd be breaking my contracts and I'd get my ass kicked. And so I wouldn't do that. I'm not exiting that way. But anyways, we went and had these tests done. And so I went and had a chat with my brother-in-law and had a talk with him and said, you know, and my sister, and said, what is going on with this and that, was asking all kinds of questions. And then I said, is there anyone else, like any of my family members, that want to step forward and chat? Any of the other beings on my squad? You know, I have like a whole bunch of spirit guides that I work with. And like, for example, Melchizedek and Merlin. Well, Merlin, Melchizedek's the same guy. Saint Germain is another one. Buddha is another one. Hathor, Buddha. Lakshmi, who is a Hindu goddess. She came from Sirius B, just like I did. I have a whole list. White Buffalo Calf Woman is another one I work with. I work with Ganesha for removing obstacles. I have just a whole bunch of team. And so I asked if there was anyone who wanted to step forward and chat with me. And Yeshua said, yes, the Telosians. Hello from the Telosians. And I'm like, the Telosians? What the heck? Are they real? Because, I mean, I know that there's somebody who wrote a book multiple books about them. And I know that there's a guy named Lowell Johnson or somebody like that who went to Mount Shasta and supposedly went and entered Telos or met with the Telosians. And, you know, I've been hearing about them for such a long time, but I didn't know if it was really true or if it was a fairy tale or anything. And I thought Yeshua was playing a joke on me. I'm like, are you just kidding with me? Because sometimes he'll joke around just to get me to laugh if I'm being too serious or I'm crying or something. He'll say something goofy to get me to laugh. And so, anyways, he said, no, they're real and they're here. There's 2 of them here that have stepped forward that want to talk to you. And then I'm like, why? And then he said, they asked permission to talk with you because they know who you are and they wanted your help with blah, 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 which I can't talk about. Like I said, it's top secret information, what we call universe witness protection kind of stuff. So the message was to all of you, hello from the Telosians. They look forward to connecting their timeline to the new earth, is what they said. They said they look forward to connecting their timeline to the new earth. Help is coming for the earth to ascend to 5D. And then they started talking about Valiant Thor, because apparently they work with him. And Valiant Thor, oh, first of all, I want to tell you their names. So I asked what their names were, and they were kind of weird names. So it was two males. One's name was Jerriston, and the other was Morstan. It's like M-O-R-S-T. They spelt it out for me. So M-O-R-S-T-A-N and J-E-R-R-E-S-T-A-N, Jerriston and Morstan. I think they were brothers. And so they stepped forward, and they said that Commander Valiant Thor is working with them and also with the Galactic Federation to help the planet. He's also trying to help the Telosians. So they are no longer in Mount Shasta. So first of all, let me see what they wanted you to do. So there's approximately 2,000 Telosians left on this planet. There used to be many more. And who they are is they are people who were Lemurians. They were living in Lemuria. And when Lemuria was destroyed by the Atlanteans, who went full-blown evil due to the fallen angels that came with Lucifer and Satan and other bad beings, Anunnakis, whatever, that were here causing trouble, they made the Atlanteans kind of go crazy pants, and they attacked Lemuria, and they literally put it under the ocean. So when that happened, some of the Lemurians went up into spacecraft, but there wasn't enough spacecraft here because it was an emergency kind of situation. So a lot of them died. A lot of Lemurians died, but there was a group of them that knew how to get into inner Earth, into Agartha, and they were able to make it under there in time. They set up and created and built a city called Telos that was deep underneath Mount Shasta. Now, Telosians, they explained to me all about who they are, what they look like, all this kind of thing, because I didn't know. Like I said, I didn't know much about them at all, other than I've heard. The only thing I know about them is hearing that there are these people that look like humans that lived under Mount Shasta in a city called Telos, and that they were very high dimensional beings, but I didn't really know any details at all. So they are sixth density consciousness, not fit. They are sixth density consciousness. There are 2,000 of them left. Many of them that were here before, that were in Telos, left the planet because of the reptilians, because they were causing too much trouble here. So they left. They didn't want to deal with them anymore. So they left. So there were 2,000 left. They were in Mount Shasta up until 2020. Let's see, where did they tell me when they left? I asked them. Let's see. When they left. Sorry, I took a lot of notes. Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to find all the stuff I was supposed to tell you. Okay, they're no longer, so in 2021, so they're no longer under Mount Shasta. They left there in 2021. They're not there anymore because it was infiltrated by the reptilians in 2021. They took off. I kind of have an idea of where they might be, but I cannot tell. I'm not allowed to tell you guys. Not allowed to tell anyone. And I may not be 100% correct what I know anyways, but I kind of think for their own safety, they're not really giving me information about where exactly they're hiding right now because they don't want to be infiltrated again. But I kind of, because I'm a psychic, I kind of have an idea of where they might be. But they are no longer under Mount Shasta. They had a bail. And I asked them if they could be killed by the if they could be killed, and they said no because they have special protection. They have protection. Let's see if I can find where they were talking about that. They have technology that protects them from being killed. They have technology that protects them from being killed. They're 6th density consciousness. They have actual physical bodies, and they have special superpowers like we will all be getting when we ascend to the 5th density. They have telekinesis. They have they can levitate. They can talk telepathically. They have all kinds of extrasensory perceptions and intuition and just all kinds of stuff. They can see the future. They can remote view. They can astral travel wherever they want to go, bilocate, whatever. I mean, they just can do all kinds of cool stuff. So they get most of their life force energy from the ether. They procreate just like we do. They are humans just like us. In fact, some have black hair, some have brown, some have red, some have blonde, some have white, except their skin is ghastly white, very white and pale, and their eyes are a very light color. They don't have the pigment in their eyes, so they don't have brown-eyed people. They don't have dark-skinned people. Their skin is very white, and that's because of living below the Earth's surface for so long, and their eyes are like almost look like they're blind. You know, they're very, very like light color, like very pale colored eyes, and that's from living below the earth for such a long time. But they get most of their life force energy from the ethers, and then they only eat food when they have celebrations, and then when they eat food, they only eat fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. They eat breads. They do make like breads and special things with the fruits, special what you would call dessert, maybe with fruits and nuts and grains and stuff like that, and they will eat that when they're having a celebration. Otherwise, they get all their energy and life force from the ethers, which is what we will be doing when your body ascends to 5D. You won't have to eat unless you want to eat, okay? And then when you eat, you're going to be eating the same that they eat, pretty much the same way they eat. It's going to be all from the earth. Everything that comes from the earth, you won't have to kill other creatures in order to eat. So that will be after we get our 5D bodies, they told me. So they procreate the same way we do. They have babies and children and families just like we do. They do not have in any religion. They follow the ancient Lemurian spiritual practices, which is what the Essenes also followed, similar. The Zoroastrians, there's a lot of spiritual groups throughout history that followed the Atlantean teachings and Lemurian teachings, the ancient Lemurian teachings. Let's see. Trying to see what else they wanted to tell you guys. Sorry, I'm trying to find these notes or not. They're kind of out of order. Sorry about that. My notes are out of order. All right. Let's see. Oop. Okay, so they have requested, so one of the main reasons that they came forward was to warn me that the event was about to happen really soon, and that's what you call the Great Solar Flash or the purification. They said it's about to happen really soon. They wanted to warn me about that. That was one of the reasons they wanted to talk to me. They also said, let's see. I asked them how long it was going to take them to get rid of. They wanted you to know that they were working with Valiant Thor and the Galactics and in the tunnels to remove the Draco reptilians. They said they've been working, and then they asked for all of you to please pray and send energy, because they also pray, by the way. They do pray. They don't have a religion, but they pray. In fact, all beings who are spiritual pray. They said to have everyone send energy to their people for safety, because they're currently battling the Draco, the reptilians. And so that's really important. They really wanted all of us to come together as a collective to place protection around them and send them protection energy. I asked them how long it was going to take them to get rid of all the bad reptiles, and they said, unfortunately, humanity will always have a problem with reptilians until the purification event happens, because there's so many millions of them, millions and millions and millions, and maybe a billion, I don't know, reptilians on the earth, living under the ground and on the surface, shape-shifting. There's so many of them that they said they said it's almost impossible. They said they're getting rid of like the worst ones. They're like freeing the children and that kind of thing. The ones that are doing things to kids, I think that's the ones that they're mainly battling. But they're all over the planet. They said they're going to be kind of a scourge or a problem on this earth until the purification event happens. Once that happens, they will all be removed, is what they said. So they want all of you to send them, that was like their big message, is the event is coming very soon, so please prepare, and please send them positive vibes, healing energies, protection energies, all of that. They really want you all to do that for them, to help them out, because they said that our energy helps them when we send them love, we send them peace, we send them protection. That actually physically like impacts them in such a huge way, because we are all very powerful, and so whatever we do, that actually impacts them. So I wanted to share that. So let's see, what else did they want to say? Yeah, they're 6th density. They do have physical bodies. They're not in a light body. Because I had heard rumors that they were all in a light body. They lived in a light body. They're not in a light body. They're in a physical body. That's not until you get into the higher density consciousnesses, like 10th density and above, all the way up until I think it's like 9th density or so, 10th density. You have a physical body. When you get higher than that, that's when you start to be just a light body. Let's see, trying to see what else. Okay, so now I was asking, so that was it for what I can tell you about them. I can't tell you any more because I'm not allowed to. I'm not going to tell you where they're living now or what they're doing now, because I can't. So, all right. So I asked about this whole thing, April Fool's Day, launching the moon rocket. I asked a whole bunch of questions. I went down a rabbit hole, a really fun rabbit hole. It was really fun asking all these questions. They probably get annoyed by me. Maybe not. I don't know. They're very loving, so I don't think they get annoyed. So I asked Yeshua. This was all Yeshua and me having a conversation. And he had his hand like on my head, and he kept touching me, and he's not doing it anymore, but I could really feel him touching me. It was like, he was just letting me know he's right there. He always stands on my left, and she always stands on my right. So I asked what happened to the moon thing. This is what they said. They said the moon rocket went up into the atmosphere, and then it traveled a ways away, and it landed in the Mojave Desert. This is what they said. Okay, so it didn't go up to the moon with the astronauts. It said it went up into the atmosphere, traveled quite a ways, and then landed in the Mojave Desert. The White Hats have had starships since the 1970s. The White Hats. The deep state has had starships since the 1950s. And these starships have gone with our military-industrial complex people, and also the Nazis, have gone all over space. They've gone to other dimensions. They've used stargates, what they call stargates. They've gone to other universes. They've gone to other planets. They've gone to other dimensions. They've gone all over the freaking place with these things. So the bad guys have had the starships since the 1950s. We've had them, the White Hats have had them since the 70s. Every time they do their little moon thing and they send astronauts up, it's all for show. It's totally for show, 100%. For the masses, it's all about bread and circuses to keep you distracted from what really is happening on this earth and up in the sky. And it's just all entertainment, just to keep you disillusioned and enslaved and stupid and gullible and all that kind of thing. So, but they've had starships since the 1970s, the good guys, and since the 1950s, the bad guys. On Newsmax, which is a big news station that's followed by millions, it's on cable TV. It's a conservative news. Two congressmen, Matt, one guy, or I don't know if Matt is I can't remember what Matt is. I think he's a congressman. I'm not sure, but they had a congressman on there, and then they had Matt, what's his face? I can't remember. He's part of the administration. They came out and they basically said that they have military labs where they have been creating human and alien hybrids for a long time. Yeah. So they literally came out with this. So the disclosure, it is happening. And he also went on in his interview to say that he's been getting briefed every day on ET stuff. And he said some of the stuff that's going on, he said if it was disclosed to the world, quote unquote, the world couldn't handle it. Everything would just crash and burn today. Like the whole world would literally fall apart. He said, like all society would fall apart. He said if they knew the stuff that he knows, he said the whole world would just cease. Like it would be just a mess. So he said they're sworn to secrecy. They can't share a lot, but he's sharing that they have human alien hybrids in labs that they've been working on for quite a while. So Yeshua says the astronauts never went to the moon. It was all a Hollywood production. He also said the moon that we have right now is basically a big, like the Death Star and Star Wars. It is not a organic moon. It's actually a big spaceship. It's hollow spaceship. It was brought in. It was actually brought in from Alpha Centauri. He told me 20 million years ago. 20 million years ago. So 20 million years ago, he said the Anunnaki brought it in from Alpha Centauri 20 million years ago. And I said, well, what happened to the real moon? And he said, I said, well, why was it brought in? He said the moon was brought in to create the false matrix soul trap that causes humans to be stuck here in endless reincarnation over and over and over again into a slave matrix. That is what that does. He said it's basically like a central control system for the whole matrix. Like that moon is literally central control for the whole frickin' matrix. Now, that matrix was shut down in 2020 by the Galactic Federation using what's called Hammer of Thor technology. I've talked about this before. They took it down. So the soul trap, all the people who were trapped have all been freed. So you don't have to worry about that anymore. You're not going to get recycled back into a prison planet over and over and over again, because this planet was we were literally locked down and being recycled over and over into endless recycles. And when I say we, it's not really us. The starseeds have not. We've always been free to come and go because we weren't third density consciousness. It's only the third density consciousness humans, not people who came here like myself from higher density consciousnesses. We were never trapped. It's the humans, the ones who've always been here. They've been here since the beginning. They've been here a long time. They just keep coming back over and over again. So he said they destroyed our natural organic moon 20, I don't remember if he said 20 million or 20,000 years ago. I think it was 20,000 years ago, not 20 million. Sorry about that. Let me ask. Was it 20,000 years ago? 20 million years? No, it was 20,000 years ago. Sorry about that, people. So 20,000 years ago, the Anunnaki destroyed our natural organic moon so they could bring in their control center moon. And our moon was turned into what is now called the Kuiper asteroid belt, is what he said. He said there's this thing, I don't know much about that, but he said it's called the Kuiper belt. It's like an asteroid belt. He said that is what's left of the moon that was scattered all over space, basically, and that was destroyed. And that was our organic moon that we always had, because we always had an organic moon. That is what causes the tidal wave action, and it has an impact on the whole planet. It's extremely important thing for us to have a moon, because it's all part of our ecosystem and how the earth, all the gravitational pull, everything about the earth. So they got rid of that. And they did it purposely so they could bring their fake one in so that they could control everything. All right. So he says sometime in the next 20 years, the fake moon will be removed and replaced with a new organic moon that has already been created in another universe. It will be brought in through a wormhole. It's being brought in through a wormhole. He wanted you to know that, let's see, what else? He wanted you to know that love consciousness is returning to Earth. It's kind of starting to pour in, but it's going to be coming back here, and what we call Christ consciousness or love consciousness, which is that 5D, it is returning to Earth. And he wants all of you to stay in your heart space, and no matter what you see and hear on social media or news, please do not fear, because he says extremely terrible things are going to be happening over the next month or two. They may do a World War III scenario. They may do another pandemic. Actually, they're already tried that. I've been reading these reports of new illnesses coming out of China country, out of the same place from these labs that have been making people in that country sick and spreading to some other places. And they said there's no vaccine for it, and there's no there's nothing you can't do anything about it. There's no cure, no medicines for it, no way to prevent it, blah, blah, blah. And it's some kind of a deadly respiratory virus that they have created. And then they have a couple other ones that they've launched that they're pushing that are really bad. There's like a zombie one where you die, you hemorrhage out of your orifices, your eyes, your nose, all that, you die. Become like there's a whole bunch of them. So they're trying to do that. So ignore all that. Just ignore it. I also have seen scare things about 6G towers are going to be put everywhere and activated, and then all the people who took the vaccines are going to turn into zombies, or they're all going to explode and die, or they're all going to attack us and go nuts, or blah 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 blah. All this, it's all fear porn, okay? But he says, do not fear, stop paying attention to that, stay in your heart. He said, you are all safe and protected. He said the normies, or he didn't call them the normies. He said the unawake or unaware people. He calls them the unaware, unawake people will have, I call them the normies, will have another mass awakening. There's about to be, because there's going to be some crazy shit going on. Like they might do major alien disclosure that is coming up, possibly with these guys already ratting out on Newsweek that they're making hybrids and the lab. You know, with this stuff, it's obvious that they're going to spill the beans like really soon. This particular congressman said he was trying to push President T to disclose all the information and just rip off the Band-Aid. He's been trying to get him to do it, and he hasn't been willing to do it. But basically, some major shit's going to be going down that's going to force, it's going to force another mass awakening. This will be the last mass awakening. And then right after this mass awakening happens, the event will basically transpire right after that. So that's what he wanted you to know. And then let's see, what else? I've got to go to sleep. It's actually midnight here right now. I've got to go to sleep. I'm up late just doing shit, as they say. Okay, so this is an exercise. I've done it with you before, but we're going to do it again. And this is what he wants you to do every single day. And me too. I'm kind of bad because I forget. I get so busy with my life and I forget to do it. So I've got to kick myself in the butt too and remind myself to please do this every day. All of you, once a day. It literally takes a few minutes. That's it. So right now I want you to close your eyes. Sit up nice and straight, or stand up if you wish. And you're going to place your right hand over your heart, your left hand over the top of that. You're going to breathe into your heart space really, really deep. And breathe the air in, and you're going to imagine and envision in your mind breathing in the Christ light, the light of Christ. It's a beautiful golden white light. And you're going to breathe that in and then breathe it out. And when you breathe out, you're going to let go of any fear, trauma, pain, suffering, grief, any negative energy, any spiritual attacks, anything harmful that is not of love, that is in your body, mind, spirit, or in your etheric field. You're going to see that leaving through your breath. You're going to fill yourself with that Christ light, send it right into your heart. And when you breathe out, you're going to see all the negative shit going bye-bye. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that like 3 times. Just breathe deep. And while you are breathing, this is the second part of this. You are going to say out loud or in your head, I am love, I am light, I am peace. That's what he said. He said he wants you to say, I am love, I am light, I am peace. So you're going to breathe in the Christ light. And in your head, you're going to think, I am love, I am light, I am peace. Or you can just say that before you do the breaths, and then do the breath and see that Christ light filling you up and all of the yuck leaving, the pain, suffering, grief, guilt, anything negative, anything that is not of love that is holding on to you right now. I want you to just let it all go. Okay? Fear, all the fear. Bye-bye, fear. I have some anger from earlier today, yelling at my husband because he was being a Julio. He was being a bunghole. So just arguing with him a lot today. So got some anger. Bye-bye, anger. Okay, just fill in that Christ light into your heart space. All right. So I am love, I am light, I am peace. And yes, you are. And so it is done. Thank you all, beautiful souls, for sharing this journey with me and being on this roller coaster ride that we call planet Earth. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here with me now at this time in the universe and on the time-space continuum. I'm so grateful for all of you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your courage, for showing up every day to just be present in your life, just getting out of bed in the morning and making it through to the end of the day. Thank you for that, because it's hard being here in these 3D bodies that have all these health issues and pain and suffering and sorrow and grief and depression and on and on and on, addictions, whatever. These bodies we have in these brains, we have so much negative stuff that gets thrown at us and just buried upon us. It's like we're being stacked upon and stacked upon with all these layers of trash. It's like we're in a trash dump and we're at the bottom of it, and they're just stacking it and stacking it and stacking it, because the system was set up that way to destroy us, basically, to keep us down, to keep us small, keep us minimal, and ruin our lives, totally ruin our lives. Sorry, I can hear somebody like yelling and screaming, and I don't know what it's all about, but I hear somebody yelling and screaming in the other room. So yeah, just wanted to say thank you all for being here. It's not an easy place to be on this planet, and if you are still here and you're still alive, give yourself a big pat on the back that you made it. Every day that we get up and breathe, when I get up in the morning, the first thing I do is I say, I am so grateful to be alive and be breathing. I'm so grateful for every breath I take. I'm so grateful that I'm here now. I'm still here. I'm still alive. And just the fact that you're able to do that is a miracle. You're all a miracle, because from the minute we come in, we're just bombarded and attacked from every which direction. So if you're still here, then high fives. You guys have all made it. So thank you. And if you want to donate to my work, there are links below, PayPal, and also I think Square or Stripe or something like that. Feel free to, it's Buy Me a Coffee. Yeah, Buy Me a Coffee. So PayPal and Buy Me a Coffee are down below if you want to donate to my work. And of course, all my classes are on my link, Learn It Live, and all my books and most of my classes are up on my website as well. Not all my classes are on the website, but they all are on my Learn It Live. And then my books are up there. I've got the 4 again, which is the 2 behind me, and then Walking with Yeshua and Mary Magdalene, and also Activate Your Superpowers. So if you're interested in any of those for yourself or gifts for anyone, that's where you'll find them. And I hope you all have a fantastic week. I just want you to all know, this is an announcement. The date today is April 3rd, 2026. And just so you all know, I am going to be putting up another video. I did an interview today with my friend who's a shaman and everything, Rosemary. She's a shaman and a healer, and an animal communicator and psychic, and a Reiki healer and a master Reiki teacher as well. And she just does tons of things. She's also an ex-science person. She was a science teacher, so she's very analytical as well. So she has both the spiritual and the analytical. So I interviewed her on, it's going up on my Rumble channel. Make sure you're subscribed to the Rumble channel. I have a link below for that in case they take this channel down. You never know. So you got to make sure you're on the Rumble channel and subscribe to it, so you don't miss my future videos. So the interview with her, it's a health video. We're talking about the detox products that get rid of all the gunk in your pineal gland and detoxing, and it also talking about how to heal animals, that have cancerous tumors and whatnot with this stuff. So it's a whole health video interview, and I can't put it on this channel because when I do that in the past, YouTube actually removes those videos from my channel. They won't allow me to have them up, and then they threaten to shut my channel down. So I have them on Rumble, and that's where I put them on my Rumble Spiritual Growth Journeys. And then also I have another YouTube channel that's just health stuff only, because for the way their rules work, I can have a video channel that's just about health stuff, and it has to have all the disclaimers on it that I'm not a doctor and blah, 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 and all this stuff, which I have. So that interview will be going up on Monday on How I Heal Everything, which is my other YouTube channel, and on my Rumble channel. And so the How I Heal Everything is my health channel. I haven't been doing much on that channel in a while because I've been too busy. I just don't have the time. But the interview with her will be going up on Monday, so I just wanted to let you know. And then the other important news is I am taking a self-care vacation for myself. I'm going on a 2-week sabbatical where to just focus on taking care of me, and I'm not communicating with anyone at all for 2 weeks. So if you send me any questions at all, I will not see them for 2 weeks, because people literally send me questions all day long, every day, either email, text me on my phone, or on Telegram, or on what are some of the other Instagram. They send me questions, just all over the place. They either send me posts, videos, or questions just continuously around the clock, and it's just kind of overwhelming sometimes. So I'm taking a sabbatical for 2 weeks, starting on Monday. After I post that video, I will be starting that sabbatical, and I will be gone for at least 2 weeks. And I am going to be just focusing on me. So I will not see your posts on social media. I will not be on Facebook at all. If you send me a message on Facebook, I will not see it for 2 weeks. And any messages you send me, I will not see for 2 weeks. And I will not have any videos either during that time. So I just wanted you to know there will be a 2-week time where I take care of me, and we all got to do that. And I highly recommend you all do the same. If not right now, pick a day and do a sabbatical, even if it's just a few days sabbatical, or even if it's a week, or however much you can do, where you just spend time. I'm going to be meditating every day and going within every day and playing high vibe music and eating really healthy food and just really taking care of myself, and focusing on me, taking some classes. I'm signed up for some classes I will be taking, because I'm a student. I'm always learning new things. I don't know everything, and I never will know. I will never know everything. I will only know just a tiny bit, because there's so much to learn in this universe. So that's what I will be doing. And I recommend you all do the same, where you take a sabbatical and just do self-care and learning and taking care of yourself and staying the heck off social media, which is a big vampire and drains all your energy. So thank you all, and I will you'll see me on Monday on that video that is getting released on my Rumble and my and on my other YouTube channel. And then I'll see you all here in 2 weeks. Yep, 2 semanas, as they say in Spanish. All right, have a fun next few weeks, everybody. Love you all. Do not fear. Remember, you are love, you are light, you are peace. And so it is done.